It's Wednesday. You know what that means.
It is Chat Grapple and Cheap Pops podcast end of year review 2020. How is everyone doing? Man, what a year. I am Chris Dredd. I'm here with my main man JB, and yeah, what a year it's been.
It's the dreaded numbers 20 and 20 put together.
It is.
It's been an absolute shocker of a year for a lot of people. People stuck in their homes. The tier 4 horsemen are back at it again. Although tier 5 could be terrifying.
Imagine that, the tier 5 horsemen. I don't know what that's going to be like, mate. But yeah, I mean, we're the tier 4 horsemen still. Hope everyone's had a nice Christmas, as nice as it can be. You know, we're just kind of, you know, floating in between Christmas and New Year right now. No one knows what day it is. People have been living in their pajamas for the last week. So yeah, we're here just to liven it up a little bit. As Jordan said, it's Wednesday, and this is Chat Grapple and Cheap Pops podcast. We've got a different kind of episode for you. We are not going to be reviewing the show. We are going to be reviewing the year. So yeah, dude. How are you doing? Number one.
I am really good. It's been a cracking Christmas. You know, spending time at home with the family and stuff like that is always fun. And yeah, it's just, I mean, you can't beat stuff like that.
Can't make money, can't buy it. You can't beat it.
Yeah.
I've got myself a new camera. As people can see, it now no longer looks that I'm being filmed on a potato. So we're here. We're ready.
He upgraded to the Apple.
I upgraded to the Apple from the potato, and now hopefully you can see my ugly mug and the background a little bit more, a little better. And we're here for the year in review, dude. And yeah, fuck me, 2020's been shit.
Yeah, it's our end of year special. You know, before we dive into everything, absolutely horrific news to start with. John Huber, otherwise known as Brody Lee in AEW, or Luke Harper, you know, in the WWE, part of the Wyatt family, all that, passed away, and he's 41. 41, 2 kids. It's no age, man.
It's no age, and you know, it's probably one that we can't blame on wrestling. Maybe no one really knows too much at the moment. It was a lung condition that he had. You know, they're saying it's non-COVID related, but you know, it's been a tough one because, again, it's highlighted the dickheadness of the average kind of, not the average, but a minority of the wrestling community. It's highlighted that there's some massive jerk-offs in the scene.
I really don't want to dive too deep into that one on this occasion.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's been some, you know, and if anyone follows us on Twitter and stuff, you would have seen something that I tweeted out, you know, about, you know, writers or journalists, and I'm using quotations.
On the rag sheets, brother.
Yeah, the rag sheets. Yeah, I mean, we should probably just pass over it because we don't want to make things worse. Don't want to get angry at people.
No, it's just one of them. It's made the situation just a bit sadder that people can't have a bit more respect and show a little bit more class. You know what I mean? when something like this happens, because the wrestling community in general, wrestlers have shown a lot of class, and I will big up AEW for showing some class and doing what they've done in light of what's happened. You know what I mean? But it's just unfortunate that not everybody can be as classy as most people have.
This isn't a great sort of list to reel off, but I mean, even since we started, which was in May, I think, you know, it feels like every other week we're, you know, talking about someone that's passed away. And I got a list here. It's not everybody, you know, and people can, you know, hit us up if I've missed one. I know I've missed one or two, but Hannah Kimura, Shad Gaspard, Pat Patterson, Road Warrior Animal, Kamala, Rocky Johnson, Bullet Bob Armstrong, Zeus, The Fink, Danny Hodge, even as recently as Christmas Day, Tracy Smothers, Kevin Green a week ago, and Mark Rollerball Rocco. That's a lot of names.
And it's some big names too, man. Some big names too. You know, and like I say, these things happen. But like you say, I think it's been every other week we've had someone, and you know, the magnitude of people as well that we've lost this year is mental.
It's it's not great reading when you sort of look at the list of like names that just keeps going.
Yeah.
And sad.
It is sad, and I just want to apologise as well to anyone. If you can hear my bloody dishwasher going, it's on the end of the cycle, and so this is, you know, we're live, pal. You know, there's
look at how fancy he is with the dishwasher.
No, it's all right. I'll tell her to hurry up in a minute, and it'll be done. Oh. And she can hear that as well, so I'm owed a slap after this one.
And that's our end of year special, guys. Thank you for watching.
That's right. That's it. That's our last episode.
So. It's an end of year thing. We have decided to give out some awards. Why not?
Why not? We're giving out this, and what have we named them, dude?
We named them the Grappies.
The Grappies. Yeah. So the Grappy Awards, and we have got 8 Grappy Award winners, possibly 9.
8 or 9 to give out. Before we carry on, you watch us, you listen to us, like it, stroke the bell, do what you got to do.
Stroke the bell, dude. Touch the bell, slap the bell. Come on. Bell. Right, don't do it in a minute. Don't tell yourself, oh, I'll do it afterwards. Do it now. If you're watching on YouTube, touch it again. Yeah? That's all you got to do.
As Chris once said, he doesn't want your money.
I don't want your money. We don't want your money. We want YouTube's money. Do you know what I'm saying? We need that on a T-shirt, bruv. You know, we don't want your money. We know people are skint. We know people have been made redundant. All we need is your free. And, you know, like they said on Shooting Stars, we really want to see those fingers. You know what I mean? We really want to see those fingers pointing the bell. You never used to watch Shooting Stars?
No, how old? I'm like 33, man. Like, it's a bit too young. Like, you know, a bit too young to watch
son.
That.
Well, anyway.
Wasn't it on Friday nights?
It was. I believe so. It was on BBC
watching Raw and Smack on the Raw and Nitro. It's fine.
But we really want to see those fingers. Poke the bell, touch it. We like it when you do that.
That's right. And if you're listening on Apple or Spotify or Podbean or anything like that, leave a review. Hit the 5 stars. Why not?
That's right. You gotta love it, man. Do it now.
Now, this was a pretty like sort of hashed together list. So we're gonna just start at the top. Like I sent a quick copy of what I had done to Chris earlier.
Yeah.
And we're gonna start with the match of the year.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, we've pretty much just gone your basic Should we read through the categories first, bro, or are we just going to hit them one at a time?
Oh no, give them what they got.
All right, we'll give them what we got. Okay, so we've got match of the year, we've got wrestler of the year, for the man dem and for the gal dem. So we've got female wrestler of the year, male wrestler of the year. We've got best on the stick. We've got your breakout star. We've also, obviously, being Chat Grapple and Cheap Pops podcast.
Because why not?
Because why not? We've got the ICO Pro Award going to, obviously, a specific type of guy or gal. We've got your Tag Team of the Year. We've got the WTF Moment of the Year.
Which isn't a good thing.
Which isn't a good thing.
No.
And we've also got the biggest surprise of 2020. So there's your categories. We're keeping it simple. We're keeping.
Obviously, it's subjective. It's what I feel and what Chris feels. If you have other opinions, at Chat Grapple Pops on Twitter, on Instagram, and the Facebook group as well.
Do it, man. Hit us up. That's right. Don't just sit there and think, oh, I thought this or I thought that. Let us know, man. Jordan's on the Twitter. We're on the Twitter. We see what's going on. Comment and as we go, just comment who you think was in with a shout. But as Jordan says, these are our opinions and our opinions alone, and our opinions do represent the Chat Grapple and Cheap Pots podcast.
They
and
represent us, but they mean nothing.
But they mean nothing. And if you don't like them, we got 2 words for you. Merry Christmas.
Oh yeah.
So
I thought you were going to say something else.
Yeah, I wonder what that could have been.
I thought it was going to end in off, but
so here we go. We're going to start at the top, baby. So we've got 2020 Match of the Year.
Pretty easy one for me. I don't know how you felt and what you've been watching and what you've missed and what you haven't missed, but NXT UK, I think it was the 29th of October. This isn't a difficult one for me. Walter defending his NXT UK title against Ilya Dragunov.
And on Jordan's say so, I watched the match because I did miss it, and 2 words, mate, fuck me. That was just absolutely crazy. It was
the Force.
Oh, dude, it was incredible. It was a match of a different time, should we say? It was not something that you would necessarily see a lot of nowadays, really.
It's very much a European British style that you don't always get.
No.
Your USA/TNT shows or Fox or whatever channels they're on now.
That's right.
It's such a great battle. I really enjoyed it, and I don't think there was 1 or 2 other close calls maybe for me. Dude, I'm shouting out the Boneyard match just because.
Yeah, I'm shouting out the Boneyard match for nostalgia reasons, and also because I'm a massive AJ Styles mark. Yeah. A lot of people weren't a fan of another match that I'd like to shout out, but the Bayley Sasha cage match. Hell in a Cell. Yeah. Really enjoyable.
How close was it to taking Walter and Dragunov off the perch?
I don't know, man. It was. It's been a tough year. It's been a real tough year because wrestling is one of those crowd participation sports, and when you've got matches that are going on in arenas with no people in them, it's just so tough for the guys in the ring, and it's also a bit tough on people watching. So, Bayley and Sasha was pretty close to knocking it off the perch, but also the Boneyard matches. Those 3, I would say. It's so hard to pick one, isn't it? So. Yeah. It's for me though. I think Walter Dragunov was brutal, man. It was. Dragunov's chest and his back was as red as my t-shirt in the end. They were both absolutely knackered. But again, those 2 guys have worked together all over Europe, and I think just because we're British and we love that kind of style of wrestling, I'm gonna have to go. I was gonna go for the Boneyard match. I really was. That was my pick for the year, with honourable mentions to the Sasha Bayley Hell in a Cell. But then after watching the match, I'm going to go with Jordan on this one.
Yeah, match of the year. Congratulations to those two who've probably
And
been given match of the year by a ton of other people. So,
yeah. Has it been given match of the year by loads of people?
some people picked a tag team match from AEW, but it doesn't. Yeah, no,
Really?
not for
Okay.
me.
Yeah, we like to be a little bit different, but we also like to, basically this list is not going to be a PWI
Oh
list.
God, no.
This is a Jordan and Chris
It's
list.
just how we feel.
Yeah. And for that reason, and I suggested that we will tweet everybody that wins a Grappy
Yeah,
award, but possibly one award won't be getting tweeted to the recipient, because we don't ever want to get beaten up at any time soon.
yeah.
But yeah, we will tweet out everybody and that has won, and say that they have won our Grappy award. So the first Grappy of 2020 goes to Volta and Dragunov in NXT UK.
Very deserved.
It was deserved.
We'll move on to our. This is the male wrestler of the year. I've gone with consistency. I don't know how you feel, but for me, Drew McIntyre has been the most consistent performer of 2020, starting from the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, I mean, this was my hardest to pick a standout. There was actually, to be honest, female wrestler of the year. The women really have stepped up this year, dude. There has been some amazing talent working this year. But male wrestler of the year, it's been a tough one, man, because I mean, if you take away his loss to Goldberg, I would even put The Fiend up there. It was unfortunate that I think it gave him a bit of a dip. Even Randy Orton this year has been great.
Yeah.
He's been really good. His promos have been fantastic. Yeah, man, it's a tough one. I mean, and Drew, but like you say, Drew McIntyre really has been consistent all the way through. So, I mean, yeah, I would have to again.
You don't have to agree. That's the beauty of this. We don't have to agree on it.
That's the thing. I mean, to be honest, I actually was veering a little bit to Randy Orton this year, because
if it's a tie, they both win. It doesn't matter.
No, but it doesn't matter. This is the thing. We're literally just shooting the shit. But obviously, there has to be a winner, dude. And the thing is with me and Jordan as well. Like, we're not like, in competition or anything. We're not going to sit here arguing the toss over who's won it and who ain't. But I would, I would say that Drew has been consistent. I really would do, and so I'm happy to go Drew McIntyre on that one.
Again, the sad thing is this in front of a crowd. This would have been Drew's big year. But he got that. He got the Rumble win in front of a crowd. Didn't get the WrestleMania thing in front of. It was tough. But
yeah,
I've got two more that I was close to picking. Well, not so close in a way, because he, like, Roman Reigns only did half a year, if that.
Yeah.
But he's come back really strong.
He did come back. Second half of the year was strong, dude.
It would be silly of us not to mention the first hour rating that SmackDown got on Christmas Day. 4 million viewers, compared to what's been going on lately with their viewers on, Raw, and other people crying about almost getting 1 million viewers. Roman Reigns, and I would also credit Sasha for some of those numbers on SmackDown. That's crazy numbers they're getting. Roman gets a shout out. And my other one, which I don't know how you feel about this, Kenny Omega.
Yeah, I mean,
Kenny's had a good year.
He has had a good year, but I think in a small pond. You get what I'm saying?
Oh, I don't know.
I wouldn't I mean, he has had a good year. I won't lie. Obviously, he has had a good year, but I wouldn't put it up there with anybody else. I would say obviously he's now AEW heavyweight champion.
He is.
But again, it's tough when you ain't got a crowd. You know,
Like I said, he doesn't. He's not the winner for me, but he had a good year, and I'd like to give him that sort of.
Well, we'll give it 100%. Kenny Omega's had a good year, and you know, it's funny. Like, you know, a lot of people will be pissed that we haven't even mentioned a certain other guy from AEW in this.
So we agree that he's just won all the awards, then, shall we?
Yeah, we're just yeah. It's just you know, it's one of those ones there where I honestly can't see. You know, and we'll say John Moxley. You know, he was Pro Wrestling Insider's Wrestler of the Year.
Yes, he was. Yeah.
But you know, I did think that his title reign. You know, obviously COVID had an effect on that, but it was lackluster. You know, it was unfortunate that he wasn't able to do a bit more with it. But yeah, I mean, for me, he wasn't even close to it. So unfortunately, yeah, I mean, we've got to shout out Kenny Omega.
Yeah.
Excuse me, Kenny Omega, though.
Drew McIntyre, you know, wins our male wrestler of the year.
I would say
female.
Randy Orton was a close.
Okay, yeah,
one
Randy
for
was
me.
close.
I was close to
female
arguing.
For me, female wrestler of the year was way closer.
Oh, 100. Because I've gone for someone who you ain't gone for. Because after looking back, I think there was one that slightly edged it. But go. I mean, there was so many honourable mentions in this, dude. But yeah,
well, I've got 3 honourable mentions before I get to my pick, and my shout outs are for Bayley. You know, great year as champion. You know, as tag team champion. You know, all of that stuff. And character just went way beyond anything that I thought it could go to. Thunder Rosa, who's had an incredible year, like really close for me. Like she had a really good year, you know, in NWA, and then moving on to, I don't know if there's a deal in place with AEW yet, but like she's really kicked on. And from NXT, Io Shirai, NXT Women's Champion. Again, really good matches, really good year. It just doesn't. It was just pipped by one, and for me, it's Sasha Banks.
That's I mean, that's who initially I was thinking. But I mean, my honourable mentions are Asuka. I think she's had a great year. She always works fantastically. I think her character's come on as well, leaps and bounds. Alexa Bliss. She didn't start the year off too tough, but her stuff that she
worked. I mean, the character-wise was great, but I don't think she worked that many matches.
No, but the thing is, though, she's still one of the most talked about wrestlers on Twitter. So you don't always have to be in the ring.
Yeah, true.
Working to be a good worker. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, she's an honourable mention. She comes nowhere close to the winner. Also, I've got Sasha Banks way up there, but for me, Bayley absolutely killed it, bro. She, you know, but Bayley's had
tag team meet together.
Dude, you know, she's absolutely killed it. You know, her run as champion, what she's done with her character, and let's not forget, you know, WWE had 2 of their major female stars out pretty much all of the year. You know, Charlotte's been out.
Yeah.
You know, it's literally the company has been on the backs of Sasha Banks and Bayley.
Yeah.
You know, the hug and boss, you know, connection.
Yeah, the golden role models.
Golden role models.
Yeah.
You know, the thing is, you know, it's very hard to split them, but I do think Bayley has just overshadowed Sasha a bit this year.
Yeah.
I just think that. I mean, you know, everybody's opinion's their opinion, but you know, Bayley smashed it this year, absolutely smashed it. If you look at even on paper, you know, the amount of time she's held titles for, you know, but both of them do. Sasha Banks and Bayley, you know, they are. I was looking and seeing they're the only people that have held all of the belts in their respective divisions, and they've held belts while being tag team champions. You know, they're the only other people. Where was this other little thing that I saw?
Has Charlotte not held them all as well?
Has Charlotte held them all?
Possibly. Wouldn't surprise me.
I think so. Yeah, she possibly.
Yeah.
There was something. Oh, where were we? I was looking at. I was looking at something earlier, and it was saying about the amount of time they've held titles and stuff like that. And it's just
Bayley had a long reign as champion.
It was like 380 days, bruv.
Yeah.
Something like that. It was ridiculous. You know, so I'm going for Bayley. JB's gone for Sasha Banks. I'm pretty sure we can give them an award each. To be fair.
Of course, yeah. Why not?
Yeah, I think we're not going to split hairs here. I think they both deserve it. So yeah, fuck it. There's more than one in that.
Yeah. This brings us to our next one that I don't think you've got this one on here. The Sable's Biggest Fan Award, sponsored by Brock Lesnar.
Oh right, no, I've not. Is it me? Oh, I've won something. Sable's Biggest Fan Award. Oh, that's great. Yeah, obviously Brock. You know, I know I may have said some things that might have rubbed you up the wrong way during the year. You know, and if I had a dime for every time I gave a shit about that, I would have 0 dimes.
0 dimes. Yes.
So yeah. Anyway,
it isn't the Sable's Biggest Fan Award. It is Best on the Mic or on the Stick, whatever you want to call it. I had 4 people in. Like, well, I had one winner. Like, there was no better winner for me. And there's 3 that came. The other 3 were pretty close together, but yeah, my main winner is an absolute G on the mic, and he's proven it week in, week out at the minute as well. Like, I'll start with the other 3 though, because I mean they've had some good moments. MVP and the group there, was it the Hurt Business?
The Hurt Business.
Yeah, he's been really good. I've really enjoyed his stuff there. Pat McAfee. I mean, obviously he's got his own show and stuff, so he's bound to be good on the mic. He was bound to be good, but he was healing it up something brilliant on NXT. Yeah, especially on the mic, he was really good. Like, even just sort of those little plays he had off of like Pete Dunne and stuff, because Pete Dunne doesn't say a lot. He was playing off him, and Pete Dunne would say something, you'd hear Pat McAfee in the background, oh, I love it, Pete. It's like he was stealing every sort of shot.
He's selling it. Even when they did the thing on the radio show where he had the argument
with Adam Cole,
with Adam Cole, he was brilliant. Selling the shit out of that dude. He sold that, man. He sold it.
CM Punk made the point that if Pat McAfee's the best talker and best thing on the show, shame on the other wrestlers. And
100%.
Whilst I don't 100% feel like that, he makes a valid point.
That is a good point. You know.
My last close call was someone that Chris is a big fan of, MJF.
Yeah.
And purely because MJF pretending to not know who Drake was when he was doing that poem. It was absolutely fantastic stuff, and I really enjoyed that, but it all means nothing when it comes up to Paul Heyman. You only have to watch, what is it, Talking Smack? We've spoken about this before. It's not Taking Smack, it's Talking Smack.
Yeah.
Some of those pep talks he's been giving Big E recently, and he's been having these interactions with Kevin Owens. Shout out to KO there. There's a T-shirt. Paul Heyman on the mic every time, killing it.
Yeah, I mean, and these guys are listening, bro.
Yeah.
These guys are listening, and rightfully so, because if you want to talk about a pep talk from Heyman, we've got to talk about one of my favourite movies again, Beyond the Mat, bro. You know, even going back then, that pep talk that Heyman was giving is like, "You have made it to the dance, and believe me, this is the dance." You know, like he's just got an aura about him that is, and he is pro wrestling, bro. He's one of the most. He epitomizes what a pro wrestling manager talker should be. You know, he is up there with your Bobby the Brain Heenans. You know, he is up there with your Jim Cornettes.
Like that introduction that Jim Cornette got from Bobby Heenan, something we did speak about
100%,
last
bro.
week. Yeah,
You know, it's he's up there, mate. You
yes.
know, you cannot deny. I mean, my choice was MJF for this, but just because he when he talks, when he's doing his thing, he is MJF. Yeah, he is that character. But you can say the same for Paul Heyman, Paul Lee. You know, when he is poorly, he is poorly. That is it. That is, you know, he embodies that role. You know, so yeah, I mean, like I say, I was going to go for MJF, but I'm happy to go with Heyman because, like you say, he's still going strong and he can still cut a damn good promo, man. I mean, geez,
he can.
The amount of heat he has spat on the mic, you know, that famous promo when he was talking to Vince McMahon in the middle of the ring, talking about his dad and all that. You know,
that one. Yeah,
the shoot-ish promo. You know, it's
ish.
You know, shoot-ish promo. You know, it's great stuff. You know, yeah, definitely Heyman could he can grab that Grappy for best on the mic.
And that brings us to our breakout star, someone we have just spoken about. It was almost a no contest. We had a couple of late comers to the party.
Yeah.
For me in particular, Jey Uso branching out on his own, having that really good feud with Roman. I thought this, you know, if anyone's going to break out here, it could be him. Big E's push came too late for me in the year. He's just won the Intercontinental title. Like it's just happening a little bit too late to be considered a breakout. Again, I mentioned Thunder Rosa because she's been tearing it up. But yeah, it's MJF.
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 It is Little Maxwell.
Little Maxwell indeed.
It is. There he is. Little M. Look at that face, right? Look at that. Look at that attitude. That is a heel right there.
Really good year. Possibly should have won the AEW World title, something that Chris is very bitter about.
There's no possibly about it, man. There's no possibly about it. You know, it would have been quite easy then for Omega to have it, you know, and then MJF chasing it off of whoever once he's had it, he would have felt like it was his. He would have been like, no, that's my belt, you know, and that would have just been, that's the gift that just keeps on giving, man. You give him a little taste of it, and then that kind of, what's the word, that entitlement, that sense of entitlement to it. I think they dropped the ball with it, dude. Honestly, still, I'm pissed about that still. But yeah, MJF.
You got shout outs on the breakout, or is it just MJF for you?
Bruv, he just stands out. I mean, Sammy Guevara. You know,
I got Sammy, but he had a bit of a tough part in the year, so I sort of left him off.
You know, but yeah, MJF, Thunder Rosa. I also would like to give a honourable mention to Abaddon, because I feel that given a bit more telly time, you know, she did have an injury where she caught something to the throat, and she was out for recently. But I just think that character is just pure gold, mate. And I think, you know, she really could do big things, but she's just not had enough time on the telly. But you know, I mean, MJF for me just stands out. You know,
it's MJF's breakout year, isn't it?
It is, man. He's absolutely killed it. You know what he's been doing, what he did on his own, what he did with Wardlow, what he's done in the Inner Circle, what he's done with Chris Jericho. You know, it's he's, you know, for me, he just you know, bam. I mean, but another one as well, Volta. Volta is had a good year.
Yeah, I wouldn't necessarily put him as a breakout. I think he's already quite well established. But I mean, yeah, like he's had a very good year. This brings us to our next one. This is going to be fun.
And by the way, we will be tweeting MJF that he's won our breakout star of the year award.
He's not going to give a fuck, is he?
But he won't give a shit, and hopefully he will just abuse us, which is great. You know, which is what we expect and which is what we want. So yeah.
Next up is the Scott Steiner / Lex Luger Invitational ICO Pro Jacked Award, and this is a no contest. There's not even any honourable mentions when it comes to this guy.
Yeah,
like it's Brian Cage.
Brian Cage.
Holy shit!
Yeah, Meat Lord Central.
Like, is there anyone else? Like, if I can't think of anyone else.
No, I mean the guy just looks like an absolute savage.
He's a unit, absolute unit.
You know, he is definitely up there with the multiple time winners, Scott Steiner, Lex Luger. He's up there, mate, with the you know, and he's taken the 2020 Chat Grapple and Cheap Pops podcast ICO Pro Award. Grappy,
yeah,
he's took it. He's stolen it.
He didn't steal it, man. He just took it.
He
just walked in, took it, and said, "I'm having this."
Yeah, that's right. And everyone's gone.
Yeah,
fine.
You, Brian.
You crack on, son.
From a really easy award to give out, I get to my toughest one because it took me days. And I messaged you saying how long it took me to figure this one out.
Yeah.
Really tough one. It is the tag team of the year. I'm still struggling. Like I'm picking one out of the three I've got. You mentioned a fourth to me earlier today, and I think they absolutely deserve a mention. I'm going with the Street Profits. I think they've had a great year in the ring and the mic. They do great stuff. They have a lot of fun. Montez Ford is an absolute star in the making. He's got everything. I wish I could say it with 100% confidence that he's going to be a world champion one day, because it doesn't always work like that, but he could be. My honourable mentions, FTR. I love their style. They didn't work that many matches though, and they had that, you know, that bumpy ride with WWE, but the matches they were in were really good. The North in Impact, again, really good matches, but nobody sees them.
This is the North is an honourable mention for me because I'm a TNA mark. But I mean, so you've gone for?
I've gone for Street
Profits. Me
I know
personally,
you have another one.
I have gone for the Golden Role Models, mate. I've gone for the Boss and Hug connection. I've gone for Sasha Banks and Bayley, bro. I think individually they've been fantastic. And this was the year that their tag team was dissolved with a feud.
Yeah.
You know, they barbershopped it. Yeah, they barbershopped it this year. Yeah. And you know, I would say they've got to be my pick for tag team of the year because they are no more. I mean, they may obviously come back together at some point, but I just think for the year that they've done a cracking job with the split up as well to do it this year. So I mean, yeah, for me it's those two. It's those and to pick a female tag team for tag team of the year. Might be controversial to some, but I think for me,
come at us with that one if you've got a problem with it.
Yeah, but that's my pick, dude. I think we might have to give out to.
I'm gonna go with you on that.
You're gonna go with me?
Yeah, I'm gonna have the Street Profits in as a very close second.
Nice one, dude. Yeah, great. I'm happy with that. That's I think they deserve it, dude. I think they really do. You know, they've absolutely smashed it. So I'm happy with that. Yeah.
Going from something really good to some stuff that's really bad. It is our what the fuck bad moments. Now this is just a collection of shit that we've seen. It is wrestling stuff on TV. Like, I'm not going to go with what I've seen online on Twitter and stuff because I could be here all day.
Yeah, like an honourable mention to the guy that jumped off the top turnbuckle pre-match and then buckled both his knees.
Oh,
If anyone has seen that video, dude, it is absolutely brutal.
I'm gonna start with. I've got three in particular that I really didn't enjoy.
Yeah.
Lana going through tables every week. What's the point? It's boring. The Mimosa Mayhem match. Yeah. I'm not a big fan of Orange Cassidy anyway. I don't think the gimmick is any good.
Or Pockets, as he's called by the Jim Cornette.
Yeah. Oh, excuse me. I really didn't enjoy that match. I really didn't enjoy the feud. If I'm honest, if it was designed to get Orange Cassidy over, I don't think it did.
Can barely call it a feud, really, can you?
Yeah. And in a way, I think it's a little bit beneath Jericho. At this, yeah, I'm all for him at his age putting people over, but that was a waste. And despite what someone else might think when they tweet stuff out and say how the booking of him was shit elsewhere, the booking of Miro, they actually painted him up like a clown.
Yeah, and Tony Khan's got the fucking cheek to come out and say we're trying to rebuild him.
Yeah, by painting him up like a clown,
mate.
So when you say Tony Khan, you mean Mr. Arms Folded to make his biceps look bigger on TV?
Mate, the guy that said he wasn't going to be a focal point, the guy that said he wasn't going to be a heel owner, the guy that said blah blah blah. Yeah. Anyway,
please stop. Give us some of your bad moments.
Well, I've got two specific bad WTF moments, but both of them revolve around injuries that could have been really bad, but they were handled disgustingly by the referees.
Yeah.
So I've gone for Matt Hardy versus Sammy Guevara, the head injury.
Yeah.
That the referee felt the need to not do any kind of protocols or anything like that.
Yeah, right.
But for me, the worst one was Alex Reynolds on Dynamite, dude.
The one where he's knocked out.
Yeah, he was knocked out. But, bro, the referee does absolutely nothing. Yeah. And he has to be... John Silver drags him over to the corner while he's still absolutely Sparko, tags him and then gets in the ring to take over. And then he's still laying there in the middle of the ring like snoring, dude. It is dangerous. The referee was not doing his job. Same as the referee at All Out with Hardy and Sammy.
Yeah.
So they're my WTF moments of the year where,
shit moments, yeah.
They were just hard to watch, man. Yeah.
Yeah, there's no award for that because nobody wins with bad stuff.
Yeah.
And then we've got biggest surprise, which is our final award of the evening. Really, I'll let you go first, and you tell me what you got.
I've just got one that really stands out for me, and my biggest surprise of the year was that the Undertaker actually retired for real this year.
Let's hold off until like WrestleMania next year.
It's for me. I think he's done, bruv. I think he's done. I think you're right. I think him breaking character, how he has, doing the candid interviews, doing the Broken Skull Ranch.
Yeah.
It was a surprise for me that he actually did it, and especially did it during COVID where there was no crowds in there. It was.
I still think he'll get another send off though.
I hope he does. But it was a surprise for me that they did it this year.
I've got two. First one is one of my biggest surprises was how good Pat McAfee was. Like, that was a surprise to me. He was excellent throughout his run. He's still sort of healing it up now by when the reports came out that they weren't going to use him again for a little while. First thing he did was jump online and say getting fired at Christmas. He's a character to the end. I love it. And my other one, which is sort of tinged with a bit of sadness, was Mr. Brody's TNT title win. The way he dominated Cody, like, easily. I didn't expect that. I thought it was going to be a, sort of a standard sort of match where it would go back and forth, but it didn't.
Yeah, good promo talking about covering that neck tattoo with the dog collar and that. Yeah,
and Brody fucked him up. Yeah, that was a bit of a surprise to me. But yeah, apart from that, I mean, surprise-wise, it wasn't much more.
I mean, people would like to say Sting turning up at AEW.
Wasn't a surprise.
It weren't a surprise, was it? This is the thing.
Once you knew he was gone from WWE, it was no longer a surprise.
Yeah.
And yeah, like,
is that the rag sheet's fault?
Probably the rag sheets. Yeah. Now, this isn't on our list or on our little rundown sheet. You got any wishes for wrestling for next year?
Wow, you've put me on spot, lad. You've put me on the spot. I do have some wishes. For me, this lad, right? They need to really see what they've got with him, because he in any situation that he's given, he's performed. He's done what was asked of him, and I just hope that they going forward, they go a bit more serious with him, and actually, at the moment, it's like they're trying to turn him face. Like, he's too likable right now. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's becoming too likable, and that's not doing anything for his character. So, number one of my wishes going forward is that MJF they do him a bit more serious. They let him get a bit more heat, rather than being too hokey jokey, laughy, ha ha with him. Because yes, he can do that, but it doesn't mean that they should. Secondly, I mean, I just wish that me and you would have been able to go to some shows this year.
Yeah, that ties in with one of mine.
Like, we're lucky in Britain where we get to see the older wrestlers coming over here doing the rounds. We get to see people like, Rhino's come over here. Even the younger guys. I mean, Cody Rhodes was over here just before the whole thing. He was here at the beginning of the year, wasn't he?
Yeah,
he was in Blimmin. He was in Hertfordshire, where we are. He was literally down the road.
We've had working. It was such a
because it was a last minute thing. He was on Instagram, on the plane saying, "Yeah, I'm going here." It's like shit, So it's just a shame, because Gangrel again. I want to see him come over here and do his UK thing. I mean, it's just So just want to see some shows, man. Just want to get Chat Grapple and Cheap Pops podcast out in the wild,
well, that's it. I mean, when we started this, we were talking about going to shows and stuff, from May, and we're at the end of the year, and we're not even really allowed out of the house.
No, that's true.
My wishes for 2021, crowds, let's have them back, like, when it's safe to do so. Like, let's do that. Let's get more people watching these wrestling shows, so we don't have to argue about numbers. We did, demos and all that lark. Let's leave that, where it belongs in 2020. And crowds and more people watching wrestling, more people getting into it. Maybe an all expenses paid trip to WrestleMania for us too. It would be nice, sure.
Sure. Well, it'd be great, man. If anyone's out there that is listening, any wrestlers watching this, we'll tweet a load of these winners out today. And, maybe they might even watch this to have a little bit of a laugh and that. So yeah, it's just, but I'll tell you one thing that has been good, dude, this year.
Yeah.
The fact that we actually started this thing is one thing that 2020 has given us that, we won't forget about 2020, and the fact that we, the Chris Dredd and JB love child that is Chat Grapple and Cheap Pops podcast came bouncing into the world, and it's even more obnoxious, rude, and offensive as possible.
And we don't apologise for that.
No, we do not apologise.
Fuck that.
But we just do what we do, and we won't go changing trying to please you. We would just, we are just the way we are, and there you have it.
Yeah, I'd say that's a pretty good way to sign it off. We thank everyone that listened, watched, tweeted, tagged, liked, subscribed in 2020. We wish everyone the best starts of 2021 so the world can get back to normal and we can start having some fun and going on the road with this shit. And
that's right.
Yeah, that's, remember to like, subscribe, tell your friends, tell your family.
Tell
your haters, if you don't like them and you don't like this that much, tell them to listen to this.
That's right.
Really get them going. And yeah, that's it. That's basically it from us. We wish everyone a really happy new year. Enjoy yourselves, be safe, be happy, be merry, and we will see you in 2021.
Yeah, we're gonna be back in 2021. We'll be hitting you up with our first episode of 2021 real soon. But as JB says, just thanks to everybody who's checked in and liked, subscribed.
Oh yeah, we love the messages. Keep them coming. We always love.
Yeah, man. Yeah. You keep doing what you're doing, guys, and we will keep doing what we're doing. And 2021, bigger and better things for Chat, Grapple, and Cheap Pops podcast.
Take care, guys.